Jeremiah Taylor was a bright and curious 12-year-old boy living in a bustling city. With tousled black hair and big, thoughtful eyes, he often found himself daydreaming during dull lessons at school. He loved reading about heroes who changed the world, especially leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Jeremiah wanted to make a difference, too, but sometimes felt that school was more focused on rules than on inspiring young minds. Every day, he would sit in his classroom, gazing out the window and wondering what it would be like to be brave enough to stand up for something important. Jeremiah often imagined himself speaking to crowds, just like the great leaders he admired. He dreamed of helping others and fighting for what was right, but he wasn't sure how he could do it. Sometimes he struggled with the pressure of schoolwork and felt like just another face in the crowd. Despite this, Jeremiah had an adventurous spirit that yearned for more. He longed for excitement, inspiration, and above all, a chance to see the world beyond his classroom walls. When he heard about Dr. King coming to speak downtown, his heart raced with excitement. This could be his moment. He imagined being part of something bigger and felt a spark of courage ignite inside him. It was time to take action, to step away from the routine of school, and chase his dream of witnessing change in person. Little did he know that this decision would lead him to a life-altering encounter that would shape his future forever. As the day approached, Jeremiah could hardly focus on his lessons. The chatter among his classmates only fueled his excitement when he overheard a teacher discussing Dr. King's important speech. The idea of sneaking away began to blossom in his mind like a bright flower breaking through the soil. Each time the clock ticked, he felt a powerful urge to break free from the classroom and chase after his dreams. During lunch, he sat alone, contemplating the risk he would take. Jeremiah felt both nervous and exhilarated at the thought of skipping school. He thought about how disappointed his teachers would be, but deep down, he knew this was a chance he could not ignore. What if he missed the opportunity to be part of something extraordinary? Wouldn't it be worth it? After lunch, with a heart full of determination, Jeremiah made up his mind. He watched the other students file back into class while he quietly packed his backpack, pretending he needed to visit the restroom. Instead, he slipped out of the school building and quickly made his way downtown. The streets hummed with energy as people hurried to gather for Dr. King's speech. With each step, his confidence grew. He couldn't shake off the feeling that he was doing something important, something that would shape his future. As he navigated through the crowd, a smile crept across his face. This was more than just an adventure. It was a leap toward finding his voice and purpose in the world. As Jeremiah stepped out of the school building, he felt a mix of thrill and nervousness bubbling inside him. The sounds of the bustling city filled his ears, horns honking, people chatting, and the distant murmur of excitement about Dr. King's upcoming speech. Each step he took felt like a small act of rebellion, and it made his heart race with anticipation. Navigating through the busy streets, he admired the towering buildings that reached toward the sky. The vibrant posters advertising the event fluttered in the breeze, and he could see groups of people gathering with hopeful expressions on their faces. As he walked, Jeremiah imagined what it would be like to see Dr. King himself standing on that stage, sharing powerful words that could change lives. His legs carried him faster as he thought about why this was so important to him. He envisioned Dr. King speaking about dreams and justice, inspiring everyone in attendance to believe in a better future. Jeremiah could almost picture himself standing in that crowd, cheering for someone who fought for equality and change. With every corner he turned, his excitement grew stronger. He passed families holding hands and friends laughing together, all united by a sense of purpose. Finally, as he approached the gathering area where people were pouring in, Jeremiah felt a sense of belonging wash over him. He was no longer just another boy in school. He was part of something larger, a movement towards hope and unity that sparked within him a burning desire to be an agent of change. As Jeremiah approached the event, his heart raced with anticipation. The crowd was larger than he had imagined, a sea of faces filled with hope and excitement. People of all ages stood shoulder to shoulder, their chatter blending into a joyful hum that filled the air. He felt both small and important at the same time, like a single thread in a vibrant tapestry woven from countless stories and dreams. Jeremiah squeezed through the throngs of people, his eyes wide with wonder. He saw families gathered together, children perched on their parents' shoulders for a better view, and friends exchanging smiles as they awaited Dr. King's arrival. Vibrant signs and banners waved above them, each one echoing messages of peace, love, and justice. The atmosphere crackled with energy, and Jeremiah could almost feel the collective heartbeat of the crowd pulsing in rhythm with his own. Finding a spot near the front, he stood on his tiptoes to catch glimpses of the stage. His excitement bubbled over as he thought about what Dr. King would say. Would he talk about dreams? Would he inspire everyone to take action? Jeremiah's imagination ran wild with possibilities. In that moment, surrounded by so many people united for a common cause, he realized just how powerful a single voice could be. As the crowd began to cheer, Jeremiah felt a deep sense of belonging wash over him. He was no longer just an ordinary boy sneaking away from school. He was part of something monumental, a movement that could change lives and inspire generations to come. As the crowd buzzed with excitement, Jeremiah's heart raced even faster. Suddenly, he felt a shift in the atmosphere as Dr. King took the stage, his presence commanding immediate attention. The sea of people quieted, and for a moment, it seemed like the world around him faded away. All noise vanished, replaced by a stillness that made it feel like time had stopped. Jeremiah stood at the front, his eyes fixed on Dr. King as he spoke with passion and conviction. Then, in a surprising twist of fate, their gazes locked for a brief but powerful moment. Jeremiah felt as if the entire crowd melted away, leaving just him and Dr. King standing in that vast space. It was as though Dr. King could see straight into his soul, recognizing the burning desire within him to make a difference. In that instant, all of Jeremiah's hopes and dreams crushed together into a single thought: he was seen. The connection was electric. It filled him with warmth and courage. Despite the chaos swirling around them, the cheers of the crowd and the rustling of flags, he felt grounded and understood. As Dr. King's speech continued to resonate through the air, Jeremiah couldn't shake off that profound moment of connection. He knew something significant had happened between them. It was more than just a glance. It was an acknowledgement of purpose and possibility. That fleeting encounter ignited a spark deep within him, one that would guide his life's mission forever. As the crowd swayed with enthusiasm, Jeremiah's heart pounded in his chest. Every word Dr. King spoke echoed in his ears, yet nothing could prepare him for what happened next. To his astonishment, Dr. King stepped away from the podium, moving through the sea of people toward him. Jeremiah's breath caught in his throat. The bustling crowd seemed to fade into the background, and all he could see was Dr. King approaching with a purposeful stride. When Dr. King finally reached him, time felt suspended. The enormity of the moment wrapped around them like a warm blanket. Jeremiah's eyes widened, and he felt an electric charge in the air between them. Dr. King leaned down slightly, his voice gentle yet firm, whispering directly into Jeremiah's ear. "Keep dreaming big, young man. Your voice matters." Those words tumbled into Jeremiah's heart like pebbles creating ripples in a pond, the impact immediate and lasting. It was as if Dr. King recognized the passion nestled deep within him and urged him to nurture it. The world around him erupted with applause, but all Jeremiah could focus on was that simple encouragement. In that moment, he felt incredibly brave and ready to take on challenges. He understood that making a difference started with believing in himself. As Dr. King withdrew back into the crowd to continue speaking, Jeremiah stood taller than ever before, the power of that whisper becoming a guiding light for his future, a lifelong mission ignited within him to be a voice for change and hope. In the days following that unforgettable moment with Dr. King, Jeremiah felt an undeniable shift within himself. The whisper lingered in his mind like a guiding star, illuminating his path forward. He began to realize that he could no longer sit idly by. He had to take action to make a difference. No longer just a dreamer, he transformed into a young advocate for social justice. With renewed determination, Jeremiah started reading books about civil rights leaders and movements. He learned about the struggles faced by many and the power of unity in fighting for what is right. He discovered stories of bravery, resilience, and hope, which fueled his passion even more. Inspired by Dr. King's message, he began speaking up at school about fairness and equality, sharing what he learned with his classmates. Jeremiah also sought out opportunities to volunteer in his community. He joined local organizations advocating for change, participating in events that promoted kindness and understanding among people from different backgrounds. He felt empowered as he connected with others who shared his vision for a better world. Each experience deepened his commitment to making a difference. As he walked through the halls of his school, he noticed more than just textbooks and assignments. He saw the faces of his peers who needed encouragement and support. Jeremiah realized that every small action could create ripples of change, just like Dr. King's words had done for him. That brief encounter had sparked a fire inside him, igniting a lifelong mission to inspire others and fight for justice, one step at a time. After the event, as the sun began to set, Jeremiah made his way home, his heart still racing from the day's extraordinary experiences. The streets he walked felt different now, filled with a newfound energy and purpose. The whispers of Dr. King echoed in his mind, reminding him of the promise he had made to himself, to be an agent of change. As he navigated through familiar neighborhoods, he reflected on everything he had seen and felt. The faces in the crowd, the vibrant signs, and especially the moment Dr. King had looked into his eyes, all of it swirled in his thoughts like a colorful whirlwind. He felt an intense determination building within him, like a flame that wouldn't extinguish. No longer was he just a boy dreaming of making a difference. He was ready to take action. Upon arriving home, Jeremiah stepped quietly through the door, mindful not to alert his parents who were still unaware of his adventure. He paused for a moment in the dimly lit hallway, feeling grateful for the warmth of his home. But inside he felt a tug, a call to extend that warmth and kindness beyond his four walls and into the wider world. Sitting down at his desk, Jeremiah pulled out a notebook and began to write. He penned down his thoughts about what he had witnessed, his feelings about social justice, and ideas on how he could inspire others at school. With each word he wrote, he solidified his commitment to following Dr. King's message of love and equality. That day marked not just an adventure, but the beginning of a lifelong journey toward making the world a better place. The next day at school, Jeremiah entered the classroom with an energized spirit and a sense of purpose that he couldn't contain. He wanted to share the incredible experience he had and how it had ignited a fire within him. When the bell rang, he raised his hand, and with a confident voice, he asked if he could share something special with his classmates. As his peers turned their attention toward him, Jeremiah felt a rush of excitement. He recounted his journey downtown, describing the crowd's energy, Dr. King's powerful presence, and the moment they locked eyes. His classmates listened intently as he recounted the whisper encouraging him to dream big, and how those simple words changed everything for him. Jeremiah spoke passionately about social justice and the importance of standing up for what is right. He urged them to think about their own roles in making a difference, no matter how small. "We can all be voices for change," he declared, his enthusiasm infectious. Some students nodded in agreement, while others appeared thoughtful as they absorbed his message. After his story, Jeremiah invited them to join him in organizing an after-school club focused on community service and awareness of social issues. By sharing his experience, Jeremiah inspired not only himself but also those around him to reflect on their actions and values. Conversations sparked among classmates about fairness and kindness, ideas that felt fresh and hopeful. In that moment, Jeremiah realized that sharing his story could lead to more than just change. It could blossom into a movement where others joined him in creating a better world together. With the after-school club now underway, Jeremiah threw himself into his mission with unwavering enthusiasm. Each week, he organized volunteer activities for his classmates, aiming to engage them in meaningful ways to serve their community. They visited local shelters, assisted in food drives, and participated in neighborhood cleanups, spreading kindness wherever they went. Jeremiah felt a deep sense of fulfillment each time they made even a small difference in someone's life. His neighborhood began to feel more like a family. As they worked together, the students grew closer, united by their shared goals and experiences. Jeremiah was not just inspiring himself, he was prompting others to take notice of the needs around them and encouraging them to act. One sunny Saturday morning, he led a group of friends to plant flowers in a local park, transforming a drab spot into a vibrant space where families could gather and enjoy nature. Word of their efforts spread, and soon Jeremiah found himself speaking at community events, sharing his story and urging others to join the cause. He met passionate individuals who had dedicated their lives to social justice, and their energy fueled his own. With every conversation, he realized how vital it was to connect with others who shared his dreams. Jeremiah's dedication didn't go unnoticed. Teachers supported him along the way, encouraging his advocacy. Every day became an opportunity for him to grow as a leader, reminding everyone that change starts with one person, one voice, taking action to uplift their community. In this journey of service and compassion, he discovered even more about himself and the impact he could make on the world around him. As Jeremiah dove deeper into his mission, he began to face challenges that tested his resolve. At school, not everyone was supportive of his passion for social justice. Some classmates teased him for spending so much time on volunteer work instead of focusing solely on academics. They called him names like teacher's pet, and the remarks stung, making him doubt himself temporarily. However, each time he felt discouraged, he thought back to Dr. King's encouraging whisper, reigniting his determination to keep pushing forward. In the community, Jeremiah encountered obstacles as well. He organized a neighborhood cleanup event and faced difficulty getting permission from local authorities to use the park. Frustrated but stubborn, he decided to reach out personally and present his case, explaining how it could benefit everyone. After a few meetings and some persistence, he finally received the green light. The victory felt sweet and validated his efforts. Jeremiah also faced moments of uncertainty while attempting to bring together people from different backgrounds for discussions about social issues. Sometimes, individuals resisted change or were skeptical of young voices wanting to make an impact. Rather than letting rejection get him down, Jeremiah focused on listening to their concerns and finding common ground, a skill that would serve him well in future endeavors. Through these challenges, Jeremiah learned resilience and the importance of standing up for what he believed in. Each obstacle became a lesson in patience, empathy, and perseverance, shaping him into a stronger advocate for change while solidifying his commitment to inspire others along the way. As the years passed, Jeremiah continued to honor Dr. King's message, allowing it to shape his identity and guide his actions. He grew from a passionate young advocate into a dedicated adult committed to social justice. His journey took him through high school and college, where he actively participated in organizations that promoted equality and human rights. Jeremiah often recalled the transformative moment when Dr. King whispered to him, using it as motivation in both his studies and activism. In college, he organized events that brought people of different backgrounds together to discuss pressing social issues. He invited speakers who had dedicated their lives to fighting for justice, creating platforms for others to share their stories and experiences. Through workshops and discussions, Jeremiah inspired countless peers to join the cause, reinforcing the idea that everyone could make a difference. After graduating, he pursued a career in community organizing, working tirelessly to empower marginalized voices. Jeremiah's commitment to service led him to create initiatives aimed at addressing local issues such as poverty and education inequality. He collaborated with schools to implement programs that encouraged student activism and civic engagement, nurturing the next generation of changemakers. In his personal life, Jeremiah exemplified kindness and compassion, helping neighbors in need and advocating for fairness in all interactions. His lifelong devotion to Dr. King's ideals became evident in everything he did, through his work, his relationships, and his unwavering belief in the power of love and unity to create positive change. In doing so, Jeremiah not only fulfilled his promise to be a voice for justice but also inspired others to carry on the legacy of equality and hope for future generations.